The Beggar and the Businessman. Once upon a time, in a busy city, there lived a man named Jay. He had no home, no money, and no family. He lived on the streets, begging for food. Every day, he sat in the same spot by the busy marketplace, hoping that someone would give him a coin or two. He wore ragged clothes, and his face was thin and tired. His life seemed hopeless, and he thought that this was all there was for him. But Jay wasn't always like this. He had once been a young, hopeful man with dreams. He had worked in a small shop when he was younger, and he had always believed that he would one day have a good life. However, bad luck and many poor decisions had led him to the street corner. Now he was simply trying to survive one day at a time. One sunny afternoon, Jay was sitting in his usual spot when a businessman walked by. The man was well dressed, with a suit and shiny shoes. He was tall and he walked with confidence. Jay had seen many people like him pass by, but today something was different. The businessman paused as he walked past Jay. "Excuse me," the businessman said, stopping in front of him. "You look like you've been sitting here for a long time. How are you today?" Jay looked up, surprised. Most people never even noticed him. They just walked past, ignoring him like he was invisible. But this businessman, actually stopped and spoke to him. Jay felt a bit uncomfortable but tried to smile. "I'm fine," Jay said, though his voice was soft and uncertain. "I just sit here every day, hoping for a little help." The businessman smiled warmly. "I see," he said thoughtfully. "I've been in your shoes before, and I understand what it is like to feel stuck. But let me tell you something. Your life can change if you change the way you think." Jay frowned slightly. "How can my thinking change anything? I have no money, no job, no future. I'm nothing." The businessman bent down slightly and looked into Jay's eyes. "I know it's hard, but there is always a way to change your life. Let me share something with you. There is a rule I live by, and it has helped me in every part of my life. It's called the give and take rule." Jay was curious. He had never heard this before. Give and take? What does that mean? The businessman smiled. "It's simple. If you want to change your life, You need to give something to others, no matter how little you have. You give and you will receive. This could be kindness, help, or even a simple smile. It's a way of thinking that changes your attitude and opens the door for opportunities. Jay was still not sure. But I don't have anything to give. I don't even have food to eat half the time. The businessman nodded. I understand, but you still have something you can give: kindness, respect, and a positive attitude. When you begin giving, even in small ways, you will start to see changes in your life. The businessman looked at his watch. I have to go now, but remember this: change your thinking and you will change your life. Start by giving, and you will be surprised at what comes back to you. Good luck, Jay. With that, the businessman walked away, leaving Jay sitting there, thinking about what he had just heard. Give and take. It sounded simple, but could it really work? He wasn't sure, but something inside him told him to try. The next day, Jay woke up with a different feeling. He still didn't have any money, but he remembered the businessman's words: change your thinking. Jay looked around at the busy marketplace. There were people everywhere, and many of them seemed to be in a hurry. He wondered if he could try the give and take rule. He saw a woman struggling with a heavy bag of groceries. Without thinking, Jay stood up and walked over to her. "Let me help you with that," he said, offering to carry her bags. The woman smiled in surprise. "Thank you. That's very kind of you." Jay felt a small spark of happiness in his heart as he helped her. After she thanked him and walked away, he realized something. He had given something, just a small act of kindness, and it felt good. It wasn't much, but it was a start. As the days passed, Jay began to practice the give and take rule more. He started smiling at people, even if they didn't smile back. He offered help when he could, and sometimes he just shared kind words with others who were struggling. Slowly, he noticed small changes in his life. One day, a man who had seen Jay helping others came up to him. He introduced himself as Bob, a business owner in the city. "Hello, I've seen you around," Bob said. "I've noticed that you always try to help others. I think that's a wonderful thing. I'm looking for someone to help me with some work. I'm willing to pay you for your help. Would you be interested?" Jay couldn't believe his ears. Someone wanted to hire him for a job. "Yes, I would love to help," Jay said, his voice full of excitement. Over the next few weeks, Jay worked hard for Bob. He did everything with a positive attitude, always trying his best. As he worked, he also kept practicing the give and take rule, helping his co-workers and showing kindness to everyone around him. As time went on, Jay's life began to change. Bob, impressed by Jay's dedication and kindness, offered him a permanent job at his company. Jay's salary wasn't much at first, but it was enough for him to live a comfortable life. He was no longer begging on the streets. He was working, and his work was making a difference. Years passed, and Jay continued to live by the give and take rule. He worked hard, treated others with respect, and kept learning every day. Slowly, he began to save money and invested wisely. He started his own small business, and it grew over time. His business grew so much that he became a well-known businessman in the city. Jay never forgot the lesson he had learned that day from the businessman. He had given kindness and respect to others, and in return, he had received success and happiness. He had changed his thinking, and in doing so, he had changed his life completely. One day, as Jay sat in his beautiful office, looking out over the city, he thought back to the days when he had nothing. He remembered the street corner where he used to sit, begging for coins. Now he was a successful businessman, a billionaire. He smiled to himself, knowing that the real secret to his success wasn't just money or hard work. It was his positive attitude and his belief in the power of giving. One day, as Jay was walking through the city, he saw a familiar face. It was the businessman who had changed his life. The man was walking down the street, just as he had done years ago. Jay walked up to him with a big smile. "Hello, sir. Do you remember me? I was the man sitting on the street corner when you spoke to me." The businessman looked at him in surprise. "Of course, I remember you. You look so different now. You've done so well for yourself." Jay smiled. "Yes, I have. And I want to thank you. You changed my life with one simple lesson. Change your thinking and you will change your life." The businessman smiled back, proud of the young man he had met all those years ago. "I'm so glad to see you doing well, Jay. You have proven that anyone can change their life, no matter where they start from." And with that, Jay realized that give and take rule had not only made him a successful businessman, it had made him a better person. He knew that the more he gave, the more he would receive, not just in material things, but in kindness, love, and happiness.